So this guy buried a family of 4 in the desert. That's all because of a business deal. Listen to this. The McStay family, mom, dad, and 2 little boys, just vanished. One minute they're home, the next they're ghosts. Let me set the scene. It's Fallbrook, California. We've got Joseph McStay, his wife Summer, and their 2 kids, Johnny and Joey Jr. They're living the dream. Joseph runs a successful business making custom indoor water fountains. Life is good. They're happy. Then one day in February 2010, they just stop. Family members can't get a hold of them. The calls go straight to voicemail. Days turn into a week. Joseph's brother finally goes to their house to check on them, and what he finds is just eerie. The house is locked up tight. Inside, everything looks normal. Almost too normal. There are 2 bowls of popcorn sitting on the couch. It's like they were in the middle of a movie night. Their 2 dogs are in the backyard, totally fine. But there's no sign of the family, no signs of a struggle, no blood, no anything. Their wallets, their keys, everything is just sitting there. They just evaporated into thin air. The cops come in, and they're just as stumped. This isn't a robbery. It's not a kidnapping for ransom, because no one's making any demands. It's a full-blown mystery. The whole town is freaking out. Where did this family of 4 go? Now, the investigation kicks into gear, and they get their first big lead. Or at least what they think is a lead. They find the family's Isuzu trooper. It's been sitting in a parking lot right at the San Ysidro border crossing into Mexico. So the theory immediately becomes they fled the country. They packed up and went to Mexico. The cops get this grainy, garbage-quality surveillance video. You can barely make anything out, but you see 4 figures walking towards the border gate. The authorities are convinced it's the McStays. They walked into Mexico on foot for reasons unknown, and for the next 4 years, that's the story. The official story. The McStay family ditched their life and are hiding out south of the border. The media runs with it. There are supposed sightings all over Mexico. The case goes cold. It's just accepted as a weird unsolved mystery. And during this whole time, there's one guy front and center. He's in the media, talking to reporters, helping with the search. A guy named Chase. He's Joseph's business partner, his close friend. He's on TV, looking worried, talking about how much he misses his buddy. He's telling everyone that Joseph probably went to Mexico. He says Joseph talked about it before. He's pushing this Mexico story harder than anyone. He seems like the most loyal friend you could ever ask for. The family is gone, the case is cold, and the whole world thinks they're in Mexico. Then everything changes, and we're now 3.5 years later, November 2013. Some guy is out riding his dirt bike deep in the Mojave Desert, miles from anywhere. It's a desolate, empty place. He's cruising along when he sees something in the dirt, something white. He gets closer. It's a human skull. He calls the cops, obviously freaking out. The police descend on this spot. They start digging, and they don't find one body. They find 2 shallow graves. In the first grave, a man and a woman. In the second, the tiny remains of 2 small children. The entire Mexico story implodes in an instant. This wasn't a secret escape. This was a slaughter. Dental records confirm the absolute worst. It's the McStays. The whole family executed and dumped in the desert like trash. The cause of death is blunt force trauma. They were beaten to death. The investigation finds a small sledgehammer buried with them. So, the missing persons case is now a quadruple homicide. And that changes everything. The cops have to start from square one. And the first question they ask is, if the Mexico story was a lie, who benefited from that lie? Their eyes snap right back to that loyal friend, the business partner, Chase. And this is where the whole thing just unravels. The cops start digging into Chase, and the perfect friend facade just melts away. First, they look at his phone records from back in February 2010. The exact time the family vanished. His cell phone isn't at his house. It's not at work. His phone is pinging off cell towers right there in the Mojave Desert, right near the spot where the graves would eventually be found. Not just that, but his phone pings there on the day they disappear, and then it pings there again 2 days later. He went back. Then they look at the money. Oh, the money. It turns out Chase wasn't just a friend. He was in deep with Joseph's business. And he wasn't doing a very good job. In fact, Joseph was about to fire him. And the investigators get into the business bank accounts, and they find it. Chase is writing checks from Joseph's company account. To himself, he's forging Joseph's signature. He starts doing this literally the day after the family disappears. He's looting the business, all while pretending to be worried sick about his missing friend. The motive snaps into crystal clear focus. Greed. He was about to be exposed as a fraud and a thief, so he decided to eliminate the entire problem. But the evidence just keeps coming. It's an avalanche. They re-examine the family's Isuzu trooper, the one found at the border, the car that supposedly proved they went to Mexico. The cops do a full forensic sweep this time. And guess whose DNA they find on the steering wheel and the gear shift? Chase's, and only Chase's. He's the one who drove the car to the border to create the ultimate red herring. He staged the whole thing. Then comes the knockout blow. The digital ghost. The cops dive into Joseph's phone records and his QuickBooks account for his business. They find that days after the family was already dead and buried, someone was still using Joseph's phone and logging into his accounts. Someone was trying to create a digital trail to make it look like Joseph was still alive, deleting financial records and making calls. The cops cross-reference these calls and logins with Chase's own phone location. It's a perfect match. He's sitting in his own house, using his dead friend's phone and identity to cover his tracks. He even calls his own phone from Joseph's phone, just to leave a fake voicemail. It's a level of betrayal that is just broken. The walls are closing in. Every piece of the puzzle points to one man, the loyal friend, the helpful business partner. He lied to the family, he lied to the media, he lied to the police for years, all while knowing he had personally beaten a father, a mother, and 2 little boys to death with a sledgehammer and buried them in the sand. The police have everything they need. They move in, they arrest him. The guy on TV crying about his lost friend is put in handcuffs for their murder. The betrayal is total, and it is absolute. The trial is a monster. Chase sticks to his story. He's innocent. He claims Joseph was mixed up with dangerous people. But the evidence is just too much. The cell phone pings, the DNA in the car, the forged checks, the phone calls from beyond the grave. It's a mountain of proof. The jury sees right through it. They find him guilty. Guilty on all counts. First-degree murder for all 4 members of the McStay family. And for the final resolution, the ultimate consequence, the judge sentences him to death. The man who thought he could get away with the perfect crime. By creating the perfect lie, he is now sitting on death row. His name is Charles Chase Merritt, a name now synonymous with one of the most chilling betrayals. He didn't just kill a family. He killed them, buried them, and then pretended to lead the search to find them, all for a little bit of money.